Okay. Hello, poof. Okay. I am a prophet of God, and He has sent me here. Has given me oil. I just thought of something. So, I had a micro intrusive thought just now. I was eating some fries from Popeyes, and I just said, just why not throw it out the window? And I have a policy now. I get to red light intrusive thoughts. I don't like the way to beat intrusive thoughts isn't to do it. It's sometimes it's to not do it. I remember talking to someone at Dublin Bowl, and it happened at Granada Bowl as well. Middle of the conversation, I'm taking it in, and I'm going to say the Bible verses of license plates that I see, and I'm going to weave it into my vlog here. This is a car vlog. I'm driving home from Dublin. Just Bull Gold Bin macro. Proverbs 8:17, I love those who love me, and those who seek me earnestly shall find me. It's talking about the deeper love. And when I say deeper, it doesn't mean better. I'm kind of on it's weird because God loves me more than other people in a friendship sense because I know God. But God has different friendships with different people. And with some people, this may surprise some people, but God will speak in literal swear words to some people. And to little children, He won't. It's similar to humans. I, incredibly, only said 5 swear words in 8 years, or maybe 4 swear words. And because the leverage and the humor, it wasn't on accident. It was just a spot where my brand is so absurdly clean that the joke would be so absurdly funny if I dropped a swear word and I cashed in. Having a perfect record was valuable, but not as valuable as this joke. And I did that multiple times, 3 times, whatever. And that was around Adelpha. Now, Landon Lawson was a coworker I had. He constantly, that was the worst job I've ever had in my life. It's not the worst job possible, but it's basically Matilda and that wicked teacher. And that was all my coworkers was Matilda's teacher. And even that teacher in that movie has some good days. Well, that's exactly what I had. Good days too. It's like wicked people that can hold a job have a good side, and you can find it sometimes. But everyone had authority over me. Everyone treated me like a grunt, and I went to work willingly. I didn't need any of the money. I just wanted the experience. I wanted to get my butt whooped. It's like when you play a video game on very hard mode. It's like when you do anything in life. Anything, anywhere, ever. You're doing things. And it's just something new. And I stayed at that job way too long because I got good at bowling. I went through some hellfire. It was a very humbling job, but clocking out felt so amazing. The fact that I'm, just helping and doing things, and there's something glorious about working and all that. But anyways, what I was going to say was I was talking to this guy and he's rambling on, and I'm really interested in what he's saying, even though what he's saying isn't that great, but it's okay. It's this C+ conversation, but he thinks it's an A. And all of a sudden I get this intrusive thought, and it's like, hey, you should spit in his face. And it was so interesting that the thought was so clear and so... It felt like it was from me. It's just a strange thing to think, even if it is from you. But you could say it's a demon or whatever. Did I spit in his face? No, I didn't. Now, over here I'm at Popeyes. I get my food. Okay. I ate a burger already, but I don't know. Chicken, it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. It's just, I'm not eating it right now, but I don't know. Popeye, like, there's some food, it's amazing whether you're hungry or not. It goes way up in value if you're hungry, and it loses a lot of value if you're full. And I like Popeyes a lot when I'm hungry. You can say, oh, you save me with everything. It's like, yeah, but pizza, it only tastes about 10% better. Popeyes tastes 70% better. Why is that? I don't know. Anyways, I get the Popeyes. I start eating the fries. It's a little hot. A little bit hot. And I have this thought, we'll throw it out the window. And I said, and it was, I mean, it's like, you know, what it's like, well, what value is that? You know, what value are we getting here? Throwing it out the window, you know. I don't know, but I'm down. And it's just kind of a freedom of expression. It's kind of like the pacifist who buys a gun. And even if somebody breaks into his house, he's not going to use it. It's the guy who goes to the driving range, just shoot guns. It's just do it. I don't know. The thrill of throwing a fry out the window. It's a little naughty. It's a little dirty. Am I supposed to be doing this? Of course not. That's the whole point. It's the micro foolish element to it. And my half sister Heather, when she turned 18 years old, or maybe it was 21, you can't buy cigarettes in Stockton until you're 18. And she was 18, and Mom smokes cigarettes, and she says, I'm gonna go buy Mom a pack of cigarettes. Why? Because I can. I'm 18 and I'm an adult. I like to buy these cigarettes. Why? Because I couldn't do it last week and it feels great. I don't know, who cares? It's from my mom. She buys the cigarettes, gives it to Mom. Okay. There's a little bit of that. I get the fries. This just happened. And it was right when the video started. It was either right before the video started or even during the video. I don't know. But it was like very, 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 you know, all of that. Okay. I throw it out the window. And then I had this thought, and that's what triggered what's going on here. I have this thought, right? What would my dad say if he was here? What would my stepmom say if I was here? What would my babysitter, you know, Jenny Travis, what would she say? Hey, don't do that. Hey, why are you doing that? Don't waste food. Well, I'm 34 years old, so I know you're not talking about me, right? Like as if I didn't know any of that stuff. But let's just say let's just humor me a little bit. Let's say I am 9 years old. And my babysitter starts yelling. My dad, he's not yelling, but he's assertive. And my stepmom is yelling. Now, not all three of them are with me, but just, fork it into 3 parallel universes. Are any of the 3 overreacting? I know what you're going to say. Well, yeah, the stepmom who was yelling it, that's an overreaction. No. All 3 of them are overreacting. Massively. You don't even know. You don't even know. Massively. And the closer you get to the Lord, the more of the closer it is to a mortal sin. All 3 of them, wicked. It gets more and more wicked the closer you get to the Lord. Have you ever heard of the expression, don't cry over spilt milk? The problem with incredible, amazing, popular, true statement is that, I don't know, I don't know why. They become bland and they can. It's sad, really. If it's overused, if it's used incorrectly. It's just, I don't know, just hearing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And that's why I'm Mr. Change. And I will change the rules of a game that's working perfectly. If it ain't broke, break it. But I'm an outlier. Most people hate change. Change is risky in the short run. It can be risky in the medium run, but it's asymmetric net positive long run, and it's risky short run, which is exciting. Wouldn't this game be a lot... Let's say I'm playing Texas Hold'em poker. Wouldn't this game be a lot better if we just took out the deuces? What would happen? I don't know. Let's take out the deuces. Now, we try it and then we compare. Oh, the original game was way better. I like seeing the deuces. Okay, we'll go back to the old game. The game's way better. Okay, the game is about the same. Why is it the same? We didn't even notice. Let's check. And then you can, you make further changes and there's tweaking and stuff. Would you be shocked to find out that poker is actually a better game with no deuces? Would you be shocked to find out? Because it is. That's right. It's more exciting. You get bigger cards more often. A straight still beats trips, and a flush still beats a straight, and a full house still beats a flush. They came out with a game called Short Deck. They took out the 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. They had an ace play as a 5 when it's working for a straight, which is kind of complicated. But it's like, okay, that they made that rule because it makes the game better. But guess what? A flush beats a full house now because it's almost impossible to make a flush, and it's easy to make a full house. Well, you obviously took out too many cards, you idiots. Just take out the 2s and 3s. Or just take out the 2s. Short Deck, it's a little bit better and it's way worse than Full Deck. So it's just stop. I don't know. It's okay. Listen, I like change. I don't always like the change that's selected in the medium or long run. And sometimes in the short run, it's like, okay, this was a really stupid idea. Like right away, hey, you guys want to play basketball with a 13-foot rim? Sounds like sometimes you got to think it through. You raise it. Who are the winners and losers? That sometimes matters, but the most important thing is does it make the game better? Well, I'll tell you this, there's no one dunking. But at the same time, it's a lower scoring game. Defense is rewarded. 10 feet is too easy. We're all making it every time. So it's better and worse. But how about we lower it to 9 feet? And now it's just way better. Okay, well, that was a good change. The fact that the NBA hasn't experimented with lowering the rim or something, it's like, that's one thing. It's kind of, it's kind of cringe to me, but it's whatever. But I'll tell you what's an abomination. Not doing it in the WNBA. They already have a smaller ball. They have a shorter three-point line. You know what they are? They're women. They're weaker vessels. And they're all 6 feet tall. They're freaks of nature. But they're still just really women. And they can't jump very high. And just, they're not as fun to watch unless you're a basketball purist, which is a very, very small percentage. Or if you're betting large sums of money, it can be entertaining. Just if you're into money and variance, and you're trying to beat the sports market and WNBA, and you go under or something, it's like. But there's not a lot of people that watch it. They lose a lot of money. But it's a no-brainer. Make the rim just an inch bigger if you want. You don't have to do that. But you do have to lower the rim to, like, I'm talking 7.5 feet. But at least 8-9 feet. So we can get some more dunks. We've only had a few dunks. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. But anyways. Don't cry over spilt milk. What does that mean? What it means is Matthew chapter 23, verse 24. Do not strain out a gnat and swallow a camel. It's a Bible verse, you guys. Don't cry over spilt milk. Don't target the specks when there's planks. And you know what happens when you cry over spilt milk? You don't have any deeper tears left when mom and dad die. When your brother gets hit in a car crash. That's when you should be crying. That's when you should be devastated. But there's no devastation left because you're already going all out on these stupid things. Like, you spilled the milk. And also, why are you crying over the spilt milk? Is it because, oh no, I don't have any milk anymore. Go buy more. Like, what's going on? Oh no, I have to clean up. Okay, who cares? That's the whole point. It's like, nobody cares. But if you're crying, it's like, oh, I'm clumsy, I'm foolish, or, I shouldn't have done this, but I swore to God that I wouldn't drop it. And then okay, well, that's worth crying over. You swore to God that you wouldn't drop it, and then you dropped it. Okay, that's wild. You did that. But obviously, the whole point is, don't sweat the small stuff, because it messes up your mind. I'll give you an example. I just bowled gold pin today. A bowling tournament. There's 35 demigods. Every single guy there is good at bowling. There was no handicap. They made the pins a little bit heavier. They went back to 1980 to get those pins, called gold pin. the balance point on the pins are a little bit off, so it's harder to knock them over. But guess what else? And this is the real challenge. The oil. I mean, talk about a 15-foot rim. The oil was the Mike Albee pattern. It's like when you go to the circus and they say, yeah, you can shoot this basketball. It's 11 feet. And the rim is a little bit smaller. It's rigged. Well, that's what we did in the tournament today. And the scores are way lower than normal because of it. And everyone has 6 bowling balls, at least. $200 a ball. So everyone's walking with $1,000, worth of equipment. And some guys have put in $10,000, $20,000, $25,000 into just the equipment. I have an advantage because I worked at a bowling alley, and I thought I was going to be somebody. Little did I know I hit the ceiling in 2012, and actually it wasn't getting better, really. And everyone, everywhere, in every state, tens of thousands of people around the country are, just as good as me. I didn't know that. I didn't know any of that stuff. And the whole pro circuit is a joke. There's no money, and they're way too good. I mean, I found out the hard way. I went to a pro tournament, and I bowled as good as I could possibly bowl, and I finished right in the middle. I was like, huh? There's people better than me at bowling? I didn't realize that. I have 20 perfect games. And I'm one of the best, even like I said, they're all gods, bowling gods and all that. I'm one of the best bowlers there too, here. I'm probably the 10th best bowler out of the 35. I don't know, 15th maybe, I don't know. So, at least, I mean, I'm in the top half. But you could argue, if you really like me, you could say I'm the 6th best. If you really liked me. You'd have to be pretty blind, but anyway, there's 35 people today. You could tell by my voice that I did pretty well, huh? Guess what place I got? Out of 35 people. I took 34th. Do you think I care? Yeah. You do. But I don't. I don't give a flying fox. And why is that? Because it's spilt milk. What is the difference really? Really? God loves sportsmanship more than he loves sports. And he loves sports because there's sportsmanship. And God likes sports, but he loves sportsmanship. And that's what I had today, a lot of sportsmanship. That's what I prayed for. I felt like a schizophrenic, bipolar man, which I was, on the high mania. I couldn't throw the same shot twice. My body was so angelically infused. That's not why I lost, but that's why I bowled bad. The reason why I lost is because they're all absurdly good at bowling. I don't know, they're just better than me. And they scored higher. If it was a house shot oil pattern, they would have beat me too. But at least I would have had a chance. I would at least hit the pocket every time. You never know. But if I was depressed, I would have bowled better. But I probably still would have lost anyway. I've gotten whooped. I have 2 second places. I have a bunch of 8ths and 7ths. And I've been whooped a few times. The oil really changes things. Difference between 37 feet, 38, 39, 40, 44 is something. Everyone throws the ball differently. and some people have a big advantage. But we're talking about bowling right now. We're talking about throwing a ball down a lane and knocking down pins, and people are in their own little world and they think all that stuff matters. There's people on the other side of the world starving to death, but they're just trying to get a load off with a hobby so they can get back to work. You know? I mean, maybe this bowling thing for them, it just makes them feel better. It makes them feel like they're getting some fun out of it or something. You know? They get to feel like a little kid, and, you know, there's, you know, it's kind of like getting a massage. It's like, well, what's the point? There's just someone there massaging you. It's like, well, there's a lot going on there. The brain, you know, it's like you feel better, but for me, I'm the only guy out of the 35 that knows the Lord really at all. You think a God-fearing man is going to get that good at bowling to where they can beat Eric Smythe? You have to sell your soul to bowling to beat Eric Smythe. I got the 34 biggest idiot, you know, weirdos who are obsessed with plastic pins falling down. They're living in a clown world. And we all get together. And listen, some of those guys, I'm sure, oh no, they're fine, man. Wicked. Just as wicked as any other athlete. I asked this guy next to me, I was like, hey, are you Christian? He goes, oh, I don't want to talk about religion while I'm bowling. Okay, oh, I see. It's the one thing more important than religion. Bowling. One idiot. I heard a pastor say that one time. I heard a story of a guy who was telling a story of a guy who hung out with a pastor on a golf course on their day off, and some guy said something about God, and he says, guys, the shop talk, and, you know, he was kidding, but wicked. It's the kidding where there's some truth to it. It's wicked. Some jokes have truth in it. He's like, you know, I think about God and the Bible all the time. I just want to golf. If you want to take a break from the Bible or church, I don't really have a problem with it. But if you want to take a break from prayer and God, I do have a problem with it. You can't take a break from that. That's crazy. But what was funny is, like, if the guy is religious, then he's so absurdly wicked because he's idolizing bowling, just like the guy was idolizing golf. And if he's not religious, then he's not religious. NOT. That was a very, 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 very quick ride home. Felt like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Boom, I'm home. I was at Dublin, now I'm home. That's how high I am right now. I was high as a kite the whole tournament. And I kind of just pretended like I was a bad bowler, and I had a lot of jokes about myself, and oh man, I just can't, I just can't do it, huh? Don't get me wrong, at the start of the game, I tried, because there's high game pots. Might as well go for a high game pot. But then, like, I don't know, it's just stupid. I'm not going to take every shot like it matters when it doesn't. It was hard to take it seriously, and it was like, well, they want you to take it seriously. Okay, well, I'll try a little bit. I don't know, A game is brutal. And all of them are on their A game. Well, good for you. I'm feeling inspired. I'm with the Lord. And my goal today wasn't to win. You know, if the oil opened up and I could repeat shots and stuff, I could win. But it's just, I don't care and I don't want to. It's like the girl who, she wants a bigger butt, kind of. And it's like, oh, well, you have to do squats. And it's like, huh? It's like, yeah, you have to do squats like 10, just 10 minutes a day, 15. And then it'll give you a bigger butt. And it's like, well, I don't actually want a bigger butt. I was kidding. It's like if I could get it in like maybe 3 squats, I'd probably do it. In 100 squats, maybe. But like 10, what are you talking about? 10 minutes? He's like, yeah, you have to keep doing squats, It's kind of like that. It's like, do you want to get first place? I guess. Are you willing to like do your A game and, I don't know, think about the task at hand? Are you willing to train and practice and all that stuff? Well, no. It amazes me that I used to care about bowling. Amazing. Like, I used to actually care about that stuff and my 300s and and it was just, what? It's like, in hindsight, it was chasing the wind and all that, but it was real when I was in the middle of all that. I remember all that. But it's like, it's like, huh? It's kind of like, I used to like Dexter's Lab in first grade. Well, I haven't even thought about that show in 20 years. It's just like, oh yeah, I guess I did used to watch that. It's kind of what it's like. I go to the bowling alley and there's a bunch of 40-year-old men, 30-year-old men, 50-year-old men with no life, and they're watching Dexter's Lab, and the winner gets $400. And everyone's like, what are we doing? Is this a mental achievement? Or do you guys, what's going on? What are we doing here? Are we hanging out together? Do we love each other? That's what matters to me. This guy on my lane giving me attitude. I'm trying to talk to him. I remember Kevin Harlan. He says, don't talk to me. And he's like, you're not good enough at bowling to talk to me. And I don't know. He's like, you get one more question for the whole tournament. I'm here to bowl. People are actually here to do that. Really. It's like, and also we're semi-pro. We're not even that good. Like, at least in the PBA, it's like, okay, if I miss this pin, my wife's not going to leave me, but she'll be tempted to leave me. It's like, we need to put food on the table, and she wants me to be a mechanic, and mechanic is really hard to be a mechanic. I have to learn a trade. And if I knock this pin down, I don't have to learn a trade. And now we get food on the table. It's like, that I get that. I get all that. Then it matters. A little bit. Because all the collective delusion of the viewers and everyone else chasing the same terrestrial nightmares. And we're not childlike, we're childish. Now again, if you're playing sport, like when I played organized baseball, I got an award. Unanimous MVP. Most valuable player? No. I was the worst or second worst on the team. Probably the second worst, because the guy who was worst tried to hit the ball when the guy threw it, which is a really dumb strategy, especially if you're bad at baseball. The way that they would spray the ball all over the strike zone. I'm not swinging the bat until there's 2 strikes. It doesn't even make sense. The pitchers are so wild, and if there's 4 balls, you go to first, which is the same as a hit. If you hit the ball, they're just going to catch it anyway, and you're screwed. You're going to pop it up, they're going to catch it, they're going to hit a routine ground ball, and sure, you might get a single, but it's the same as a walk. Just don't swing, you idiot. So that's what I do. I get a lot of walks, a lot of called strikes. Never had a triple or a home run in my life. I had 1 double. I think I only had 1. Well, I mean, I've had this single that goes in between the guy's legs, and then the outfielder's an idiot, and I get to second on a hit. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I have a gapper double, which is really sad. I know I have a massive infield fly rule double. That shouldn't have been called an infield fly, but I have so many singles, crushing these singles and stuff. I was just so weak. But I didn't get that most valuable player award. I got the best sportsmanship award. And it was like tears in their eyes. It's like, no one else is close. This is an easy one. And everyone's looking. They're like, yeah, it is. I created a song to make fun of the Yankees. They had the best or the second best player in the league on their team, and everyone else was a goober. Like, everyone else was basically me, or some of them are even worse than me. Like, they're bad at baseball. They're horrible. And if Hebe Brand wasn't pitching, they just lose. The question is like 5, 10, 15 run. There's a 10-run rule, but they don't apply it till the 4th inning. We beat them 10-0. We play them again. And Hebe Brand isn't pitching. And our coach looks at us. We're the Tigers. He looks at us and he says, guys, 10-run rule, 4th inning. That's what he said to us. 10-run rule, 4th inning. And we lost. I don't know how we lost, but we did it. We beat them 12-0 the first time, and somehow that, I don't know, they got better, or we just played bad, or we underestimated them. And Supernatural Realms, like, I'm not having any of this. We lost like, it wasn't even that close. It was like 4-1 or something. And he's like, I don't know what's going on, but somehow, I think we might have had our worst pitcher in, but they were just ripping it on us. It was freaking weird. But the point is, sportsmanship is more valuable to me and more valuable to God and all that. And it's just the wicked, demonic nature of human beings that aren't me, that actually care about all this spilt milk nonsense. I was at Granada Bowl with Philip, and Philip was bowling bad. He started throwing in the gutter on purpose, and he's pissed. And then Jeremy was the super alpha, strong guy that takes everything seriously, and he starts yelling, literally yelling at him, ruining our game. And, you know, it just shows that he's, I don't know, taking things seriously and stuff. But going back to the original start of the video, if you see a little kid throw fries out the window, ask him, why are you doing that? You're going to be shocked. You're going to be surprised at how amazing the reason. And even if he said, I don't know, then maybe you can give a very quiet, loving, oh, well, you know, maybe consider, you know, eating it, and don't waste, you know. And it's like, maybe it's good not to waste the food, and say it in a way where he comes to the conclusion. Do you think it's appropriate? You know, it's like, I don't know, just the tone is very important. If you raise your voice in a spot like this, my goodness. What is wrong with you? Huh? It's not about how good you bowled, it's about who you were serving when you're bowling. What? Who is it? What are you doing? Oh. When you know the Lord, when you know religion, when you know the Bible, when you know about stuff like that, everything else pales in comparison. Now, to be fair to them, they don't know the Lord. They think this life is real. You know, they don't know religion. They're doing it for the dopamine hit. They get a rush from winning. Exalting themselves over other image bearers of God. I know exactly why they do it. I get it. I just don't like it. Not anymore. It's hellfire. It's what you're thinking. But more than that, it's what you aren't thinking. Wicked. Even my dad. I posted something on Facebook that was very important to me. No. there's one clean athlete, at least. You know, Tim Tebow. Legend. He didn't want to be God. He wanted to serve God as he played. It's one thing, going back to what I'm saying, if you want to pretend like a ball going through a rim has a lot of value, you know, to generate some fun or whatever, it's like, go for it, do it. And we did it. But it's getting to the point where it's no longer pretend anymore. This is real life. When the ball goes into that rim, it's like the entire economy moves. There's people crying. It's like, you know, okay, well, it was pretend when we first did it. It's really taken over. I just had a thought. Very interesting. Very interesting. I was in the car, cross country. Giants World Series. One of those years, one of those even years. Giants are winning and they're going to win. But we're listening to it on the radio. It just doesn't matter at all, honestly. And make it worse, there's a girl in the car. It's like, guys, just turn it off. You know. Stop pretending like you care about the Giants. You haven't been following them. I know it's the World Series, but yeah, no. The guy gets a double or something. I'm gonna score so much. He's like, yeah. And I just hear the girl. There's something just, the girl's just like, there's something like really, really fake going on. And also like, it's like, if, I don't know what's more sad, if it's fake or if it's real. But either way, it's like, if you're being serious and you actually are happy, it's like, I don't know. It's like they're clapping like they did something or something. Like they just accomplished something. I don't know. Like, I thought it made your day, and This local team is in the World Series and hit a double through the radio. No, it's different kind of sad. Yeah. But if it's fake, it's just a different problem. Or different kind of cringe, too. It's worse. It's worse. It's like, it's already on the radio. So we're supposed to cheer when they score. It's also cringe and stuff. Anyway, I didn't turn it off, but I wanted to. I almost did. And I almost turned it off and said, let's not pretend we like the Giants. And if there wasn't a girl, it would have been way better. It would have been just better. Because, then at least everyone in the car passively likes the Giants. But girls, they prefer conversation and stuff like that. Guys, I wish preferred that, but they don't. Depends on the person. One-on-one with a guy. Really intense. Hanging out with 3 people. There are some guys who are just as real with 2 people around than 1, but there's shields on all 3 people usually. There's some kind of shields. That's why sometimes and some friends, no, there's no shields. Because they're the same person, basically. They're the same being. It's that's how groups form. But, one-on-one, it's just better. If you want to go deeper, it's just better. And you're it's I agree. Okay. Let's talk about money then. You agree with me that sports are fake. The ball going in the rim doesn't actually do anything. And it is pretend. How about money then? Money is exactly like sports. I would say it's exactly like sports when it's over, like, when it's right past your basic necessities. Because if you're really broke, you need money to eat and you need money to take a shower or whatever, pay rent. Yeah, I could see how you'd be real there. I can see why you think that. It's the money that provides you those things, right? It's not God. It's the money. And you can prove it. Doesn't matter what Eric Smythe and King Solomon and Jesus of Nazareth has to say about it. Take the money to the bank. Take the money from the bank. Go to a grocery store, buy a bunch of stuff, give them the money. It seems like the money provided for you. That's what it seems like. That's what happened. I was there when it happened. Okay. Well, there you go. I guess it has value then. I mean, that proves it. He just went to the grocery store. I could say the same thing. I threw a ball, knocked down a bunch of pins. And because everyone decided that they were going to give it value before I threw it, they don't have a choice. They have to stick to it. And it actually affects their mind. It's like, I threw the ball in between the rim and there you go. I just realized. Probably isn't. Oh, I was going to say it's not even recording. Where am I? 28%. See, iPhone has a great battery life. I figured it was 20, 10, 8, and it turned off. I lost the recording. But if it wasn't for the recording, I wouldn't be saying all this stuff out loud. I'd be like, I don't know. I'd be thinking everything through a lot faster. And I'd be possibly even coming to different conclusions. And I'm trying to put these thoughts into English for because at the start of recording, it's like, okay, I have an audience, and then talking to an audience, which is some unknown. I mean, I would like my kids, when they get to the idolization phase, where they're idolizing dad, to go through my hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos and watch them when I'm not around. Because, yes, some of them, there's a few minutes in the 100 videos that I don't want them to hear, but I'm not going to go back and edit them all out. So, well, you'll get to hear me. I've got a great video idea. I interview my dad. On video. He doesn't like being on video. But I interview him as if he just died. And I release the video the week after he dies. Or the few days after he dies. And it's his message to the world from the grave. His message to the world from the grave. From the past. Wow. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know what I would ask him. But I just asked him things. Just what do you want people to know about you? The most important things. But you can't release the video right away. You wait till he dies. And just like ask him questions about what he's most proud of and very personal things. Personal questions, and he doesn't know what questions are coming. But at the end, he could say, oh, I don't like this part, edit this out. I could do it. I could do that. I want to do it with my mom, too. And he's going to have a massive funeral with so many people there. I'm going to play my violin way out of tune with broken strings and everything. Just a little bit. Just because I said I would. And he wants me to say something. I remember that. I was in the car. Got an epiphany. I was nervous. The thought was like, when your dad dies, you're going to have to speak at the funeral. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was so scared. 10 minutes later, my dad goes, hey, Eric, when I die, you're going to give a talk at my funeral? And I almost just said, yeah, I know. I was just thinking about that. It's so funny. Our thoughts are they're scripted, but it's up to us whether we want to live the script, and it's improv. And I believe we have our own thoughts, but they're so rare. I think we have a mental faculty for our own thoughts, but I would say the majority of our thoughts origin source, supernatural realm. And every good and perfect joke comes from God. Although maybe if God gave us the mental faculty to make jokes on our own, he would still get credit for it because he created the mental faculty. That would make me feel way better. I hope that's the thing. God could say, oh, I created that mental faculty. I was like, yeah, I know, but I created it from the faculty. Yeah, you did. It's kind of like if a girl, I forget that girl's name, Akina, my favorite artist. She's like a brilliant painter. And she just paints Jesus and paints the owl, which I think is talking about me. She paints the owl, dynamic owl, and like, God, he doesn't say, I painted it. He's saying that painting came from me. It's like, really? Well, if I painted it, how did it come from you? And he says, the paint. I created the paint, and I created the materials that the person who created the paint, he created the paint, but I created the materials for the paint to come. So ultimately, technically, God has a monopoly on all the good stuff, but the girl painted it. did God paint it? Well, he granted her the movement on every millisecond, the oxygen. I mean, how much credit should we give God for this? God created that woman. God created the paint. Does that make sense? It's interesting. But I do think there's a chance. It's just I don't have a mental faculty to create good jokes. A mental faculty that came from God to create good jokes. I think it might just be purely the supernatural realm directly feeding the good jokes into my mind. The ones that are good. James 1:17, give text. Never get a perfect joke. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Interesting. Super interesting. Some thoughts I'm allowed to share, some no.